I'm very happy to be here, and
We got Lokes.
I'm a player now. Let's go.
We're
Let's
live.
do it.
We're live, Scat. Mr. Machine Levine.
How'd you make out with that seller? You ever connect with the one we discussed the other day?
I talked to him, and he just his answer was, well, I think I'm just going to pass right now because it sounds like to me y'all are looking for a wholesale deal. And I'm like, yeah, but we're going to close on all four of them. It doesn't matter. He said, yeah, but I think y'all are just looking for wholesale price, whatever. And of course now, I didn't go into telling him that I know that the two houses you have next to each other are not financeable. So therefore, you're not going to get a retail buyer in there to buy those because they're really not financeable just because of the fact they have issues. Second thing is an investor is not going to buy them at that price because it's way overpriced.
Sure.
And we want to just scope all four of them mainly because they do a full-blown inspection, and then we're going to give you our highest and best, more than, hopefully more than what we've already offered.
Right, you have a hedge fund buyer going there. Yeah, I think this is a good conversation to have with them. So Tom, look, I'm not even giving you a price.
Yeah, what happened was, at this point, I said, okay, and things change. Of course, we want to, call us, whatever. So the investor called me.
Okay.
Want to know, and I said, well, told her what he said. So she actually tried to call him. He wouldn't answer, so she texted him. He didn't answer. So she told me yesterday, she said, just let him sit for about a week and just hold off. Let's see, we'll just back up and punt and see what happens.
Sure.
Now, on the other end of that, my ultimate goal is to try to figure out what I need to do something like you said and how to negotiate it up to that point, but not worry about being tied in with her because she's really depending on me to do it. But at the same time, I want to make sure I put the deal together right. So, yeah.
Before?
The hedge fund?
Yeah, have you done a successful transaction with this group previously?
Yeah, I've done one.
Okay.
And then one of them I'm still waiting. It's been over, it's a year and a month now. I'm still waiting for it to close.
I guess it had some problems, little baggage.
Yeah, they had a quiet title. But she's done several deals, hundreds of deals with them already.
I got it. Okay. Well, I was asking if you already had existing paperwork stating the contractual obligations that both had to each other from a previous deal that would then, work here as well. What I'm thinking is, do you have any type of agreement in place with this, I guess, buyer liaison, this girl that's done 100 of them? Do you have any type of agreement on paper with her? Because honestly, it kind of sounds to me that once you have that, then you have something on paper. You can get it notarized and everything.
Well, here's the thing of it is, she provides the CRM, she provides the leads. I just make a call. She pays me percentage on what's closed that I bring in, like on that platform. Now, if something comes from the outside that I do, then typically it's a JV, 50-50 or whatever. She'll buy it or whatever. But yeah, I just do acquisition work for her because, I don't have the money for marketing and stuff, and all that. So that's what I'm doing it for. And then at the same time, I'm using the free resources to pull stuff in, like using maybe a couple of wholesalers or maybe some stuff on MLS to bring it in on the side. And then I have the girl in California that she's always scouring the MLS to try to find some deal that comes along once in a while. But yeah, I'm just at the point now where I'm just I don't know, I'm just tired of playing games, dude. I'm ready to rock and roll, and something's holding me back, and I'm gonna get rid of it.
get rid of it, break that baggage off. I'm wondering here, Scotty, if I gave you a list, right, an already, manicured skip trace list,
Mhm.
if I let you use my call tools, which is a 10-line dialer, right, it dials 10 phones in the background, right? I would give you a presentation that there's a point in that would allow you to back up out of all that rapport that you built up, and all that relationship that you built up, and allow you to then put it on a Sean or a Scott or your underwriting or the boss, right? Try to create some distance in between you and the actual offer, right? Because remember, you got your arm around the seller, you guys are friends, you guys are buds, right? The last thing you want to do is bring a bad offer, right? So bad offer or good offer, it's not your offer, right? You can certainly take credit, right, for bringing a good offer, but if it's bad, you got to be on the seller's side, like, hey, let's work together. What can we do to get a better offer here, right? Oh, you really need this number. You really need to be up here, and we're here. Well, if we can get here, but we got to work out some terms that I can, that would afford me to give you that amount of money right now. You say, well, what does that mean, right? And then I'll show you right what to say, and that's going to allow you to get off the phone with them and build up that next conversation where, let's say, Sean came in or whoever it may be, someone that's a little more seasoned in really crafting that offer and not getting us into trouble, but getting us into a contract that we can perform on. Okay?
Absolutely, 100,000% my type of game that, because here's the problem I'm looking at.
What's that?
If a VA is cold calling, these people raise their hand, it's sent to the CRM and it's sent to me with a few little messages in there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times they want certain X amount of dollars and no negotiation, da, 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 da. Well, you kind of got to blind that out. You got to call the people and have a conversation.
Correct. Yeah, understood. Right. It's a VA getting misleading, not you. Right.
Yeah, here's the conversation. Like, I feel like this might be an issue. I don't know how we got on this subject, but I'm going to try to make it quick. That when I call and I'm like, okay, yeah, and I'm kind of looking at the comps at the same time or before, and then I'm like, da, 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 da. Well, I can make the offer right then because her idea for me is to make an offer no matter what it is. And if it's too high, we'll fix it, or if it's, whatever. But what you're saying is, I put them up on the platform with all this information, and then it goes to like Scott, Sean or somebody who's going to be presenting the offer.
I'm talking about actually more on a one-on-one basis, like not even on here, right? It sounds like you're getting a piece, right? You're doing all this work. Someone's giving you a CRM, and they're not even really splitting the deal with you, right? So I have lists, I have a dialer, and I can help you craft the offer. So if that's something that'll help you in your business, then I'll help you out with it, and I'll help you. If you can get a deal, you get the deal on your own, great, awesome. We could JV on it if you need help dispelling. If you need help creating the offer, we can do the same things. That's what this is about. I don't want to hear about problems. We want to work through situations. So no problems, situations that we can overcome. Right? It's only problems we can't overcome.
Yeah, let's have a good conversation about that off the Zoom and.
No problem. I'll take care of it.
Don't waste everybody's time. What are we actually going to do on this call? So I'm understanding the right thing. Is this is not the underwriting part, right, Sean?
So, I mean, we did have someone fill out a form yesterday. I don't think they're present. So, unfortunately, it doesn't really do any good. But so the idea is to have this call be the early morning preparatory, more sales pitch type presentation type help with getting the offer.
Help make that offer. Yeah, make the offer.
That offer, right?
Yeah.
You got the situation, you got the person on the hook, and you're trying to reel it in. And then, after you have that, offer or whatever, then, the 1 o'clock call is kind of to underwrite it, make sure that,
okay,
you have
you
got the right numbers and to kind of recap.
Yeah, the reason why I asked is I actually, Nathan asked me to send him that deal that I contracted, and he was going, I guess he was going to look it over, and I didn't know if he was going to look it over himself or he's going to throw it on here or whatever. So,
that was you, Excalibur, that hit me up last night. I see. I see your little icon here. Okay. I don't think I noticed your name on the Discord.
Well, here, on the Discord, it comes up as operator. On the Discord,
Okay.
but I couldn't figure out, I tried to change it, but I couldn't get it changed, and I've had so much problem with Discord trying to get used to it, I'm trying to take off a bite at a time.
I got you.
But the little emblem up there, this on there is Excalibur, for Excalibur Homes. So I'll try to change that name later.
No, you're good. So here, I'm just gonna drop something here quick into the chat. Everyone can take a quick
So
read on.
Scott, did you get that form that I forwarded you yesterday evening, maybe around 10 p.m.?
No.
I cannot remember who that was. Unfortunately. Okay, here we go.
And I don't think I'm receiving them live. I know we worked on
from
a code
Dalton,
yesterday.
right? That's who it was, from Dalton. Okay.
Do you know the name of the one that came in, or any information? I could just search my inbox quick.
It would have been Jot Form. I forwarded it to you yesterday. Let me forward
Jot Form, okay.
Yeah, Jot Form, exactly.
Okay.
It was 9:00 our time yesterday.
Let me see.
Yes, so Dalton.
Bro, last one I have is the unqualified Devontae Brown.
Okay.
Devontae, if you're listening, I know you had filled out this form yesterday, but no one's seen or heard for you. We'd love to help you.
I even emailed him.
He even emailed you. I mean, he's got his email here. He's got his phone number. I mean,
I guess I could, yeah.
Hey guys, where is this format? So I know, if I want to use it, I can go to it and not use it. Like, is it in the Discord?
yeah, I'll drop it in here for you too, if you want to cut and paste it and
Check your spam. Check your spam, Scott. Cause
me?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, last email I had from you is at 1:11 yesterday. I definitely have an email from you, and I get Jot Form emails from other things that I do, but just not this.
It's very odd. I just forwarded it to you. So it's weird. Yeah. Let's see if it comes in now. I just sent it. Okay. So, I guess I could just give you the address, the name, the street.
Yeah, I mean, do we have any of the other questions answered?
So let's see. It looks like we got what is the condition of the property? What kind of rehab does it need? Has fire damage. Okay. So, yeah.
Unoccupied, vacant.
Why are they selling? What is their motivation? They can't afford to fix. Insurance is being a pain, taking too long. His mother is also in the hospital. How much money do they want for their house? They're asking $175,000. This is in Pennsylvania. Okay, it's in Pennsylvania. So that seems high. They will have to pay. What will happen if they don't sell? They'll have to pay for the repairs. Yeah, I mean, and it's waited out. I guess that's obvious. I'm having a hard time. So additional comments. I'm having a hard time determining the cost of repairs on this one. The seller says about $60,000, but I doubt that. ARV was $322. So yeah, we can. I'll drop the address in here if you want.
It's weird. I didn't get that email from you.
That is so weird. So I don't know what's going on. We need to figure that out. Elkins Park.
There are plenty of emails today.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Not the one I want.
So I can't share my screen because I'm in StreamYard. So
okay. You
You
want to just cut and paste the rest of the info on there, or
Yeah.
do you know how to do a screen grab and drag it in there? That's fine. So here's the address. So I mean, what was the situation? The sellers need money. The property's vacant. It's fire damaged.
Yeah.
How much do they want?
175 seller thinks it's worth, has $60,000 in rehab, and then it's worth, $320,000, and they want 175. And
Fire damage by the seller with motivation can't afford to fix, and insurance is being a pain.
yeah.
Do you have insurance or not? How did this fire start? Was it a kitchen fire or was it a crack fire, right? Is
Right.
drug house, why is insurance not paying this? Do you
There
not
he
have
is.
insurance?
There he is. There's Dalton. There he is. Here's your guy.
What is the condition of property? Rehab, what is the mother's also
Superb timing, Dalton.
in the hospital.
Hey, sorry, I was trying to get in, but it just kept saying the host will let me in. I don't know what was going on.
Huh. Well, you're here now. That's all that matters.
Nice to meet you, Dalton.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh, yeah, now we're gonna.
You guys are hearing that echo now, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Let me mute this. I don't know if that helps.
All right, so I'm just gonna take a quick dive into this just to see what we have here, and maybe ask you a couple questions on it too, Dalton, all right?
Okay, I'm gonna be on and off on the board, so I get a little loud.
No problem. I mean, there's houses going off here for 200,000 and change in this neighborhood. Is there a mortgage on the property?
Yeah, payoff's like 150.
So they're looking to walk away with 25 grand then.
Mm-hmm.
It's on a cute little street. Definitely not an Airbnb. You know what the monthly payment is on that mortgage?
No, I don't think so.
No, you don't know what
no,
it is?
no, I'm not sure how much mortgage is now.
Okay, and no one's living in the house? It's completely fire damaged, is it? Or are they still
No,
living in it?
It's vacant, but it's only one bedroom and part of the room.
Bedroom and
So
roof.
it wasn't like a kitchen fire. He just fell asleep with a cigar in his hand.
Yeah. It sucks to wake up to that, right?
No kidding.
Friend of mine when I was younger, actually, he fell asleep with a cigarette next to a propane space heater and actually blew himself up in his sleep. He didn't wake
That's
up.
crazy.
Crazy, right? Yeah. Don't ask me why he had a space heater of propane next to him, but that's what happened. All right, so Comfy Cornelius. Is their loan in good standing?
What's that?
Is their loan in good standing? Are they up to date on their mortgage?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're up to date, but you don't know what the monthly payment is. The reason I'm asking what the monthly payment is, obviously there's going to be costs while you're even rehabbing the property, right? So what I'm thinking here on this particular case, have you ever heard of what a novation agreement is? Have you heard of that term before?
Heard the term, but I don't quite understand it yet.
Are you local? Is this a local market to you? Is this your backyard?
No, this is virtual.
This is virtual. Do you have any boots on the ground here? Do you have a
I
good
do.
network here? You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a crew? Let's say you own this house, right? Let's say I bought this house and I gave it to you, right? Do you have a crew that is qualified to do the work at a reasonable price?
No,
No.
I just have a couple partners over there, just other wholesalers.
Okay, so through your network ends at wholesalers, right? You don't have real estate agents, title companies, or construction crews, GCs, anything?
No construction crews or anything, but I'm pretty close with the title company. And then I have one realtor buddy out there.
Okay, so you have a good contact with the title company. Let me just look at comps. You may want to connect with them and ask them for a referral, right? So the referral would be, who do you work with that does a lot of fix and flips, right? Or who do you know right now that's looking for a purchase, right? There's probably lots of buyers and sellers that they work with that, inventory is low, right? My point is, and you don't need to use this term, right? I'm just telling you what it is, but basically a contract that will give you the obligation to rehab the property and the right to sell the property on the MLS after it's rehabbed, right? So you're never actually going to own the property. You're not going to close on the property. The deed is going to stay with the seller, right?
Okay.
They control the deed at all times, right? All your contract says is, look, I'm going to come in here and do the work. The first person that gets paid back is my materials and my labor. Then I'm going to take my profit. So you said it's $60,000 here in rehab. I want to make $20,000, right? So we're going to take 60 and 80 off the top. Whether I sell this property for 320, 350, or 300, I'm going to peel that 80 grand off the top. Whatever's remaining, we can leave that for you. Okay? You leave that for the seller. So instead of you backing yourself into a corner and, giving him a number, right? You might even be able to give the seller more money and still, get a contract for yourself, right? So you could simply assign this contract to someone that's looking for, fix and flips, and they'll be super happy because they don't even need to come out of pocket and pay for this property or the closing or do title work or any of that, right? All they need to do at the end of the day is rehab the property, and then, it's going to be sold. Let me back up a second. Yes, you would want to do a quick title search just to make sure it is, it is clear. But again, once you know the title's clear, then that the GC, the contractor, whoever it may be, they're going to look at this property and say, oh, I only have to spend 60 grand on rehab to make money, right? Or whatever it really costs them, right? It might cost me or you 60 grand, but maybe it only cost them 35 or 40. Right. So that's where they'll make their money. The property gets sold, they put out 30, 40 grand, they got their profit on top, you get your fee, and call it a day, so potentially you can give the seller more than that 175. We just don't know exactly what, right? That'll really be determined on what our sales price is and how much money did we have to spend in order to get it to that market value. Okay. So if you just want to quickly do the 320,000 minus 60,000 in rehab, minus 20,000 in profit, minus just call it a $15,000 assignment fee. So that's 225 grand, right? The seller was looking for 175, so that's a $50,000 difference to the upside in their favor. Do you think that's more attractive to them, or the 175 cash deal, or probably even less that people are offering them?
I haven't even pitched him on anything like that, so I'm not quite sure. But I did find out that the guy.
You asked if they had any offers already?
No, I did. I'm the first person he's talking to.
Okay, how did you get the lead?
PPC.
Okay, so they caught fire, they clicked on your ad, filled it out, and you know, they
Mhm.
probably filled out other ones, but you're the first one they talked to. Okay. So this is relatively fresh then? This is something recent. The house hasn't been sitting there burnt, you know, just deteriorating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any photos?
He's supposed to get them to me today,
Okay.
but I just found out he's not even on the tax assessor. It's his ex-wife and his dad that passed away. So I'm trying to get in contact with his ex-wife now, because that would be the next step, right? Because I would have to do everything through her.
Ex-wife.
Yeah.
Well, who owns the property?
I think technically her.
So how is
Just
how is
because-
the ex-husband filling out pay-per-click leads?
Because him and his mom used to live there, and his dad's on title, but he passed away.
Recently?
Yeah. I didn't ask him.
Well,
probably should have.
is this property even eligible to be sold? Or does it need to go through probate?
Well, if so I'm relatively new, but if one's still alive, don't they only need one signature and the death certificate?
Do we have that?
I can find out tonight.
Well, I need to know that he still has the right to sell this property, right? There could be siblings on this, right? We don't know that he has the right to sell this, is what I'm trying to say, right? Even with death certificate. Right? We're not disagreeing that the other, you know, other deed holder died, but we need to understand that, you know, they're able to sell it still. Yeah, this is definitely a conversation. You need to understand if they've started the probate process. Do they need to go through probate? Where exactly is it, right? If you showed up with 175 grand today, you know, it doesn't sound like he can even accept it without the ex-wife's approval. So, I mean, just,
Right.
we need to see a little bit more where we're at, you know?
Mhm.
When did he disclose this to you? In the beginning of the conversation or later?
About his dad?
Yeah, about, you know, not being the only owner and decision maker on the property.
At the end of the conversation, because I looked it up as we were on the phone call.
Okay. I know you were in the room yesterday. I think you were working though. Did you catch that? You know what? I'll just drop it in there now. Give me a second. But I would definitely recommend using something like this. I think I shared this with Lokes maybe yesterday. But I'll share
Was
this
it the
with whoever.
creative finance one?
No.
Okay.
But creative, that's really only your last resort, right? After you've gone through the one I'm sending you now, right? If that doesn't work, your creative finance is just, you know, that's your last chance. I mean, I love to create, you know, the cash deal, but at 175, I'm not certain that there's only 60 grand worth of rehab. It could be 80. I just don't know, right?
Yeah,
So, and that's why I'm saying, you know what, I'll give you what's remaining after the rehab is done. It's just, you know, a great way to not, you know, have to go back to the seller and say, look, I have, you know, this, and this needs to be done. You know, you didn't tell me about, you know, I can't give you 175, you know?
Mhm.
You know, do they need 25 grand for something, or do they just want to stop the bleeding of these monthly payments?
From the conversation yesterday, he just wants to stop the bleeding. Because at first he was at 220.
Right. I mean, you think that they would let it go for 150, whatever's left on the mortgage to take over it? No one's living there. The property will never cash flow if it's burnt. The only way to get it to ever cash flow is to fix it. And if they can't fix it, then they're just going to keep spending monthly money. You think maybe they'd let it go for just what's owed on it?
We might be able to get it, but it's if we kept going, because he threw out 175 pretty quick yesterday. So
right. I mean, you got to have a conversation. You know, 175. No, I think you're going to need to come to closing with $25,000. I think you're going to need to pay money to get out of this property. Right. That's how bad this damage is. That's how little of a spread there is. Right.
Right.
I don't want to have to come to, you know, to the table with with cash. What's the best you can do? You know.
Okay. I'm supposed to have a phone call with him tonight, so I can bring that up.
Great. Great. Yeah, I'm going to share this right here. And there's clearly a part in here in the very beginning that says, you know, I just want to make sure that you're the decision maker. Right?
Right.
And if there's anyone else we need to get on the phone, to get them on the phone, because the worst thing that could possibly happen did, right? You had a whole conversation with this person and then the decision maker wasn't there.
Right.
It's like talking to my dog, you know,
Mhm.
nothing's going to happen. You know, they're just going to give you that look, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, you clearly asked them, you know, let's get everyone on the phone that needs to make a decision, right? Whether it's now or, you know, we set up a time later, that's fine.
Okay.
Right. But definitely go through that little presentation there. And Scotty, I think you're still on here. Towards the bottom of that presentation, right before where it says post sell, that's the point right there that I would look to jump off and not make an offer, right? I would use that point as my opportunity to separate myself, right? We built up that great rapport relationship. I was able to get your number. I was able to get your number lower. I was able to get your number lower one more time. This is your number. This is your number. I can't come up to there. Look, I'm not authorized to do that, right? You're going to get yourself off the phone. You're going to build up whoever's coming to the phone. Look, I'm going to make sure I present this at my afternoon meeting. You know, you want to build this up in a way that, again, they're selling you the property. You're not necessarily buying it, but you want to be, you know, going for bat for them at this afternoon's meeting when, you know, the other reps are presenting their properties. You know, we're going to look to buy 2 or 3 of them. You know, I want it to be yours, right? Is this really the best number that you can do before we get off the phone? Well, I mean, you did say, you know, again, I'm covering closing. There's no broker fee. Are you sure you can't do it? Right? And whatever, name 10 grand less. Just name something less, right? To see if they can come up to that, right? And then, you know, just follow what it says there. I can't do that much. You know, we'd have to do some type of pay now and pay later. Would that work for you? You know, and let them say no. Let them say no to it. It has to be cash, right? We've already worked their cash number down to here, and they're still telling you it has to be cash, right? I mean, I can give you that number here, but you got to give me some terms, right? Or maybe I can just give you that number on terms, right? Whatever it is, you still need to be lower. But yeah, that's a super helpful document there. I use that myself, especially when I was in the phase that you guys are in right now. That one was very, very helpful for me. So I definitely recommend it.
I got it pulled up and I'm gonna make a copy of it.
No problem. Let me see if I can drop this in here. Can we drop files in here? No, files don't go in here, huh? It's just links. Let me do this then. You guys all got that one? You see that link, right? It's able to open up for everyone.
One you was telling me about is there. Did you put another one?
No, that's the Arabella sales script I just dropped in there.
Yeah, we got that one, but if you did
Okay,
something
here,
else,
yeah, I'm dropping one other in right now. 1 second. And everybody saw that little link I posted earlier with Notability?
yes.
Okay. Where did this just go? Sorry, my computer's just going slow now that we're on this call. While I'm dragging this over here, anybody else have any pending offers maybe? I think really, Dalton, you got to do a little bit more, have another phone call, do a little bit more digging. You know, ask some good questions, right? You know, what are you doing with the money when it's sold? Well, nothing. I just, I just want some money from the sale. I'm not moving anywhere. I don't need a car. I have a job, whatever it may be, right? So try to work him down, right? We don't have any plans with that money when we're sold, right? Or maybe he does, right? Are these monthly payments that you're having to make right now preventing you from hitting that goal, right? Because the longer this takes to sell, the more and more, the more pain they get, right? What happens if this doesn't sell in the next 30 to 60 days, right? What does that problem look like, right? Is it a small problem now? Does it become a bigger problem if we don't address this right now, right? Kind of things like that, right? To just visualize it, if you will.
Will do. I'll give you an update tomorrow.
Oh, awesome, man. Awesome. Role play. Just trying to share a role play that I have here, and just being difficult and coming up. All right, what else can we discuss here today? I mean, I'm happy we were able to dive into that one. Sean, do we have any others? Sean not here. All right, Scotty, anyone else to go over? Lokes, anyone to go over from yesterday? Were you able to make any successful calls? Well, maybe you're just listening. It's okay.
I made, well, I talked to a guy about one. It's a fire damaged property, but it's in such a crappy area. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. This is one of them areas that just isn't coming up yet.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I had a couple of deals in the works. I got a wholesaler that brought me 2 of them, and I don't know. I'm getting the feedback I'm getting is not the greatest, but there again, if we underwrite that deal that I sent to Nathan, or if he's already looked at it, then whatever comes out of that one will tell me what to do with these next 2 properties.
Got it. I see. Okay.
Because they're all in the same little pocket.
Okay. Have you spoken to a broker out that way in this unique area?
As far as, well, the girl that the girl I do that acquisition work for, her husband's a realtor, so he's
Got it.
seen them.
Okay. Oh, and these are properties, obviously, or this is an area that they do want to buy if they're giving you this list, right? So it sounds like they're a buyer in this area. Is that fair to say?
Well, they were gonna buy it, but the feedback they're getting back is they're not saying the same thing as it was before. Like as far as
Right.
what we're looking at as ARV and what it would take to bring these properties up.
You got to get away. You're not in a hot enough market anyway. Because like, if they fall through as a buyer and you have this contract, now who's buying it? There's no buyers in the area, you're saying. And you're doing this
Yeah.
virtual, right? This isn't your backyard, right? This isn't like local, to you, right? It's virtual.
This is local.
Oh, it's local for you. Okay. Have you done anything virtual or only local?
I've done one virtual deal.
Okay. How was that for
Didn't
you?
know
Did you like it?
didn't even know it was virtual. It took me about 8 months to sell it, but I got it sold.
Okay. Why did it take you so long to dispatch? Did you lock it up too high?
No, didn't lock it up too high. I just had to get somebody boots on the ground and get somebody, a few people to look at it and, kind of just do it from here because it was in Mississippi.
Not a
And
hot
then,
neighborhood, not a hot city.
And well, no, it wasn't a hot, but it was a good neighborhood, good schools, good clean town. The property was just needed, it's a good solid house, I guess you'd say, but had an issue from a leaking roof that knocked the floor out of a bedroom and,
Okay.
it needed rehab, but it just had to have the right person that wanted it. And then I had a guy that finally wanted it, and the house across the street, I'm supposed to, whenever the guy decides when his dad's gonna let it go, I got that one, and he's wanting to buy it too.
Okay.
But that was really the first virtual deal I did before really knowing a lot about virtual deals before it really got big, seemed like.
Okay.
Cause I hear a lot about it now. It's like,
Now you know what to listen for. Yeah.
yeah, it's like I know where I should be doing this stuff, and it's like, um, hotter places, but it's just the fact I'm not in a position to market to them. I have to do kind of the free stuff to do it,
Right.
And the person that I do that acquisition work here for, she's only doing deals here, but now they're branching into Florida, I think, or trying to.
Okay.
I just think there's some kinks in the works, and I really
Okay.
can't get them straightened out. I think that the idea that you presented is probably something I'll need to take a closer look into, that because it the way you explained it, it triggered the emotion. Like,
Okay.
ooh, that might be what I need right there.
Keep it simple, right? Lokes, I'll do the same for you, or Dalton, if you like. I'll give you guys the list. I'll give you guys the dialer. We'll still help you structure the deals. I'd like to work together, right? If I'm providing the materials with you on them, but yeah, I think that's a great way to leave off today. I put a calendar link in there today. I mentioned presentation I would be using, right? Again, we want to go for cash offers first. If cash doesn't work, we've already tried to lower the number. It still doesn't work. At that point, we could present creative and or hop off the phone and, get some room between you and, the check writer and the offer, right? Keep that rapport, keep that relationship. I think that's the most important thing in getting an offer. You got to get them excited. You got to get them involved. You got to paint that picture, Dalton, how great is it going to be when this property is off your table, right? And you don't have to keep making these payments, right? You're already divorced from this woman, but you're still tied with this property. How great is it going to be when we can just wipe our hands with this, right? So get them excited, get them involved, let them visualize that you're going to be buying the property. Yeah, listen, everyone have a wonderful and productive day, okay?
Hey, Scott, can you
Yes.
hear me?
Loud and clear.
I have a real quick question on that option for doing the rehab on the property without taking possession of it.
Right.
And in the
Well, I got to be
absence,
careful what I say with you, but yeah, go ahead.
no. We got to get past that. In the absence of pocket change for that amount of money, what are you looking at in terms of getting money for the rehab? I mean, will hard money or construction loan or even transactional do a loan on a property that you don't take possession of? What
No,
are you looking
would
at
have,
for financing?
well, if right, if you were looking to take the deal down yourself and do the construction, right? So you're saying you want to take a loan and do the construction?
Yeah,
Okay, so if you're going to do it completely on your own, you can get private money. You
okay,
can put up another property. That's correct. You don't have this property available to let someone lean on, right? You may have another property that you can, or even a
Okay.
vehicle, or a friend, or an investor, right? Whatever it may
Okay.
be. You can
Yeah.
partner up with the GC or construction company. They're looking for this stuff, right? They're actively
a good
looking
idea.
for properties, right? If that's your end buyer, I don't, and again, you're going to assign it, right? I wouldn't need you to come up with that 60 grand of rehab work, right? You're going to assign it to that contractor and they're going to do it at their rate.
Okay, yeah, that
At
makes
closing,
sense.
you're going to get paid when it closes. So,
Okay.
the only negative that I don't want to say the only, but one of the negatives on that it's a longer term play because you're not going to receive your assignment fee until after the property is sold. So that means it has to be rehabbed, it has to be listed, it has to be closed.
Right.
And then when that finally happens, that's when you'll get your disbursement. So there are several other ways in wholesaling to get paid on properties quicker, whether that be lease options or, the list goes on, but that is one of the longer ones, just to warn you at the beginning. Okay. If you're looking to make 10 grand this month,
Yeah, that's not the
novation
way
is
to do it.
correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But in the one scenario that you mentioned, going to the contractor and asking him to basically put up the money and do the rehab, he would have to sign into that long-term potential payback also, right?
No, you would assign the contract to him. He would take over that contract and pay you for it at closing. He would assume the agreement that you already have in place. It's an assignable contract. Have you ever
Okay.
assigned a contract before?
Oh, yes.
Okay, because I know you were asking me yesterday about, do you put your assignment fee inside of the purchase agreement with the seller?
No, I think you misunderstood my question. It wasn't an assignment fee. I was asking for a particular scenario on seller financing where the contracts are a little bit different. I mean, you don't use the AB contract and you don't use assignment. Excuse me, where would my fee be noted? And I suggested possibly on the closing statement, there could be that. But it wasn't a contract question as much as how are fees handled when it's seller financing?
Are you keeping the property, or if you're assigning it, it would be the same thing, just an assignment agreement. You know, you would have the assignment clause inside of your purchase agreement with the seller,
Okay,
giving you the right, not the obligation, but the right to assign that contract. And then you would create an assignment contract, and that's what you would have your buyer sign. And now
Mhm.
they've assumed, right? They've taken over your obligations for that contract, right?
yeah, if I
they've-
can assign it, that makes
Mhm.
sense. I guess I missed that part. I wasn't even thinking of assigning a seller financing. It
Yeah,
was more of
absolutely.
a selling of it. Okay, great.
Yeah, sign it, sure, yeah. If you want to take it down, if the numbers make sense for you and it's something in your wheelhouse, great. But yeah, you could assign that too, just like any other cash deal. Sure, you can assign a seller finance deal. You can assign a sub-2 deal. You can assign one of those novation agreements we just talked about.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you,
As
sir.
long as you have that assignment clause inside of your agreement with the seller, I should say.
Always. Yeah,
Right? Okay,
always.
good.
Okay,
All right, awesome, Lux. Have a great day, all right?
thank you. Mhm.
Thank you. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, unless there's anything else to go over here.
All right, my
All
man,
quiet.
thank you.
All right. Also, I will not be at the 1 p.m. today. I dropped my calendar link in there. If anyone does need to speak with me today or tonight, you can do so, but I will not be at our 1 p.m. today. I believe that'll be held by Sean and or Nate, okay? Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Honey.
Angel, can I use some of your tap?